Hi guys, welcome to Code Bashers. Guys, in this video, I will be discussing the Cognizant Gen Z Next coding questions. Guys, this is part 4 of this series. Part 1 to 3 are already uploaded on my channel. So guys, make sure that after watching this video, you watch rest of the parts also. These parts will be very informative for you and it will help you in clearing this assessment. Guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure that you subscribe it as well as join my Telegram group also. All the links are given in the description box. So guys, now let's start this video, and before starting the video, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button for this channel. Guys, before starting the video, many of you were saying me that I just take questions from Geeks for Geeks or Lead Code and make the video. But guys, these are the actual questions which are asked in the Gen Z Next coding round previous years. But the difference is that I am taking the direct questions, but the questions that will be asked in exams will be story based. Like Adam went there, Eve wants to play this game. Like all these story types questions will be there for you. So you will have to understand these theories, and you have to find that which question is most relevant to them. So to save time in the videos, I simply take the direct questions from these platform and solve it in the video. So I hope you will understand. So let's just start this video. Okay, so the question in this video is, given an integer array nums and an integer k, return the largest element in the array. That is that it is the kth largest element in the sorted order, not the kth distinct element. Okay, so what we are given an array of size n, and we are given an integer value k, and we have to return the kth largest element in the array. I am saying again, we have to return the kth largest element in the array. So if the k value is 1, then we have to return the first largest element in the array, that is the largest element in the array. If the k value is 2, then we have to return the second largest element in the array, and if so on. If the k value is, let's suppose, 3, so we have to return the third largest element in the array. So I hope you got the question. Now let's see the example of this question. So our input will be an array, like here it is 3 2 1 5 6 4, and our k is equivalent to 2, but it means that we have to return the second largest element in the array. So you can see that what is the largest element in the array? Largest element in the array is 6, and the second largest element in this array is 5. So our output will be 5. That is, it is the second largest element in the array. Now example 2, this is the array that is given to us: 3 2 3 1 2 4 5 5 6. So in this array you can see that multiple values are getting repeated. So if you will write this array in the sorted order, and what we have to return, you have to return the fourth largest element in this array. Fourth largest element. So what is the largest element? Largest element is 6. What is the second largest element? You can see second largest element is 5. What is the third largest element? Here is the trick. The third largest element is also 5, because this 5 is occurring 2 times. Now what is the fourth largest element? Now fourth largest element will be 4. So I hope you got it, that even if the numbers are repeating, so they will be counted as the largest element. So 5 will be, one time it will be counted as second largest element, and next time it will be counted as the third largest element, and fourth largest element automatically becomes 4. So I hope you got the question as well as the examples. Now let's see the approach of this question. Guys, this question can be done in multiple ways. First, I will talk about the brute force, or you can see the naive approach, that will come into our mind. And next I will be talking about the optimized approach, in which we have to use a certain data structure to perform this thing. So first approach is very simple, that will come into everybody's mind. That is, sort the array in descending order and return the kth element. So if our array was given to us, so if we will sort in descending order, that is 6 5 4 3 2 1, and we'll simply return the kth element. Let's suppose we have to return the second largest element, so we'll simply return 5 from here, that is the k minus 1th index. And if we have to return third highest element, then we'll simply return 4 from here. So guys, this approach is fine, but one problem is that this approach is not properly optimized. Optimized means the time complexity of this particular approach is O of n log n. That is, the sorting is involved in this particular approach. We will be given an input array, and we will have to sort it, and sorting requires O of n log n time, and then we have to return the kth element, that will take only O of 1 time. So in the end, the time complexity of this particular approach is O of n log n. So guys, now this particular question can be done in a much better way and in an optimized way. So the second approach will be based on that. Now let's see the second approach. What will be the second approach? In second approach, we will be using min heap data structure. Okay, so basically we will be using heap data structure. We can, now you know that heap is of two types. One is min heap and another one is max heap. So I will be telling you the approach for both the types of heaps, that how we can solve this particular question using min heap, and how we can solve this particular question using max heap. So first of all, min heap. What is min heap? Okay, just a second. Okay, so what is min heap? Min heap, it is a tree-like data structure where values at root node is small as compared to its left and right child. So I hope what you know what a tree is. Tree is this type of data structure. And what is a min heap? In min heap, every root node's value is less than its child nodes. Here 1 is the root node, and you can see 2 and 3. So here the value of root node is less than their child nodes. Similarly, 2 here is also root node. So the value of root node is less than its child node. So if in a min heap, the value at the root of the tree, that is this node, is the smallest among all the values. So I hope you got this concept, what is a min heap. Now guys, when talking about a heap, there is one thing to note. In heap, we can only do operations on a single element, that is the root element that is present on the top. We can either print this element, we can either delete this element, we can either insert this element. Whenever we are using a heap data structure, only element that we can access in the heap data structure is the root node, that is the topmost element. And we can print it, we can insert anything on the root node, we can delete the root node, but we cannot access other elements directly. I will tell you later how we can access other elements, but for now, only element that we can make operations on is the top node. So I hope you got it. Now this was min heap, that is the root node's value is less than the both the child, that is left child and right child. So this is min heap, and max heap is opposite of it. I will tell you in the later video. Now using min heap concept, how we can solve this question. Now see, we are given an array which was looking like this: 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, and in this particular array we have to find the second largest element. So in this array, what will be the second largest element? That is, it will be 5. First is largest element is the 5, so second largest element will be 4. So we will be using a heap data structure. So first of all, this is min heap. Now what I will do initially, I will form a heap using this array. So I have all the values, and using these values I have formed this heap. This is min heap. Okay, now see, we can only perform the operations on the top element. So top element is 1. Now see, is 1 our second largest element? No, we know that 4. We know it is 4. So 1 is not our second largest element. So what we'll do, we will pop the element. We will pop 1. Now once we have popped 1, what is remaining? It is 2, 3, 4, 5 are remaining in this heap. Now see this particular data structure. So here it will be 5. Okay, so see this, we have removed 1. Now this is our heap. See, what does heap do? Whenever we remove an element, it will automatically arrange the elements that are remaining in the heap. So once we have removed 1, now again it will have to rearrange itself to maintain its property of min heap. That is, the root node being the lowest, being the smallest element among all the other values. So once we have removed 1, so here it is 2 at the top. So is 2 our second largest element? No, because we know it is 4. So what we'll do, we will remove 2 also. Now we are left with 3 elements only inside the heap. Again it will all the elements of the heap will rearrange itself, and on the root node, smallest element will be coming. So here it is 3, then 4, then 5. So now only 3 elements are remaining. So is 3 our second largest element? No, it was 4. So 3 is also not the second largest element. So we will simply pop the 3. Again we'll simply pop the 3. Now only 2 elements are remaining in the heap, and in the top it is 4. So is 4 our second largest element? So answer is yes. Yes, 4 is our second largest element. So what we'll do, we'll simply print the value of 4. And see, this was a min heap, and how many pop operations we had to do to reach our second largest element? That was 3 in this case. That is, first time 1 was removed, then second was removed, then third was removed. So total operations to reach the second largest element when we are using min heap was 3 operations. Total how many nodes are there? There are 5 nodes. So once we have formed the heap, how many times we have to pop the top element to get the kth largest element. That will be n minus k times. That is n was 5 and our k was 2 because we have to find second largest element. So how many times we will do the pop operation? It will be 3 times. So I hope this thing is clear to you. That is, whenever we are using min heap to find the second largest element or the kth largest element, whenever we are using the min heap to find the kth largest element, we will have to do n minus k pop operations, to reach the kth largest element. And these are operations done after we have formed our heap with the input array. So first we will form the heap using this input array. Once this heap is formed, then we'll perform n minus k operations when we are using min heap. And after these operations, we will simply print the top element. That will be our kth largest element. So what will be the time complexity of this particular thing? See, we have neglected approach 1 because of high time complexity. What was the time complexity of this approach? It was O of n. Why O of n? O of n was because from array we are forming heap. So all the n elements are getting converted into some other data structure. So it is taking O of n time plus n minus k log of n minus k. What is n minus k? N minus k are the pop operations we are doing. Okay, n minus k are the pop operations we are doing, and into log of n minus k. Why into log of n minus k? Because see, after we were doing a pop operation, like 1 was removed. Now these 2, 3, 4, 5 elements had to rearrange themselves to maintain a new min heap like this. So we are doing it n minus k times, because n minus k times the top element was getting removed. So therefore, for every removal, log of n time is taken to heap for regeneration. So I hope this thing is clear to you. So therefore n minus k into log of n minus k, and these two complexities are added, and in the end it is somewhat equivalent to, not properly equivalent to, it is somewhat equivalent to O of n only. So now you can see that this approach is doing the same thing as O of n time, but the sorting approach was doing it in O of n log n time, which is a huge gap. But one more thing, here the space complexity was O of 1, that is we were not using any new data structure. But here in min heap, in the heap concept, we are using a heap as a data structure. So therefore extra space has been also used. So you can say O of n space is also used in this particular approach. But time complexity is much we fear about. So therefore time complexity is O of n. Now this was the process of min heap. I hope the entire process is clear to you. Okay, so guys, now we have seen the implementation of the min heap, and we have seen the complexity related to the min heap. But the same question can be done using the max heap. That is, we have to find the kth largest element using max heap. Now the same thing can also be happened. But see, in min heap, the root value was smallest among right child and left child. But in max heap, it is opposite. The root value is the highest amongst left child value and the right child value. So it means that if we consider the entire tree, then the root element, then the element at the root will be the highest among all the elements present in this tree structure. So I hope this thing is clear to you in the max heap type. Now again, we are talking about heap, so we can only do operations on the top element. We can print it, we can delete it, we can insert elements through top. So I hope this thing is clear to you. Now see, now again our array was similar 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have to find the kth largest element. Now this is our max heap structure. Now see, is 5 are see, at the top always the largest element will be present among all. So it means, is 5 the kth largest, is the second largest element? No, it is not. So what we'll do, we'll simply pop 5. So we have simply popped 5. Now see, is once we have popped 5, then the rest of the elements will be rearranging themselves and they will forming the max heap among them. Now, is 4 our second largest element? Yes, 4 is our second largest element. So we have found our second largest element. So how many operations did we perform? We just performed one operation. Okay, we have to find the kth largest element, and how many operations we performed, how many pop operations we performed? We just performed one operation. That was, we only performed k, you can say k operations, k minus 1 you can say, because we have to find the second largest element, and we for finding second largest element when our n was 5, so we only performed one operation, that is only performed k minus 1 operations, and after we have performed k minus 1 pop operations, we have simply printed the top of this heap. We have simply printed the top of this heap. So now in the min heap, n minus k operations were performed for finding the largest element. Similarly, in the max heap, only k minus 1 operations were performed to find the largest element. So the time complexity for max heap will be O of n plus k minus k log n. See, k minus 1 or k is the same thing, because minus will not make a huge difference. So you can only say that it only required k operations. It only required k operations in terms of time complexity. But when you will be running a for loop, you will be taking in this consideration that it only runs k minus 1 times. I hope this thing is clear to you. So when talking about the time complexity will be O of n plus k of log n, because k times the operation was performed, and log n was, I have told you that it was the complexity for rearranging themselves, because when 5 was removed, so heapify is a function that will be called, and it will be rearranged into the max heap. So this operation is required log n time, and k times pop operation was done, so the entire thing was repeated this many times. So this was the time complexity of the max heap. Now I hope both the type is clear to you, whether using min heap or max heap. You can choose what you have to use based on time complexities. So now I will be showing you the code. Now the code will be based on the max heap implementation. If you want min heap, you can personally message me on Telegram. I will share the code with you for the min heap. Now let's see for the max heap. All the data structure that we will be using are inbuilt, and we will not be implementing any of the data structure by our own. All the data structures we will be using in the exam will be inbuilt. So you must know the STL of any language you are doing, whether it is Java, there is collections, in C++ there is STL, that is all these operations you must know, and in Python also there are certain libraries you can refer to. So what we are doing, we are using a heap, and heap is done using priority queue. So we have declared the priority queue here, and by default priority queue is max heap. If we have to declare, by declaring this, we have declared the max heap by default. And if we have to declare the min heap, then we have to pass two other functions, that is the vector as well as greater. You can search on Google that how we can declare min heap in Java, or you can say in C++. So first of all, we have declared the priority queue, and currently it is max heap with size 0. Now what we have to do, we have to put all the array elements into this heap. So this is the for loop that we have done. So we have pushed all the array elements into this max heap. Now these will be arranging, after this loop is over, this max heap is formed, that I have shown you here. Just a second. Okay, so this max heap is formed after this for loop is over. Now see, now how many operations we have to do? I have told you, for running the loop we have to do k minus 1 operations. So our I was running from 0 till k minus 1 I plus plus, and we were doing pq.pop, that is we were removing it. We were removing the top element. So when we are calling this pq.pop, our top element will be removed. And now once our top element is removed, we know that after this loop is over, then the top element of the remaining heap will be our final answer. So in the end, what we are doing, we are simply returning pq.top, that is the top of this heap, that is 4 in this particular case. So I hope now the code is also clear to you. It is the code is really simple for this max heap, and it will be simple for min heap also. You can simply message me on the Telegram or the groups that I have given below. I will share the code with you for the min heap also. So guys, this was it for this video. I hope you understood the entire approach behind the question, and how you can write the code and declare the heaps for the questions. So guys, this was it for this video. I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching it. Please join my Telegram groups, as well as please subscribe this channel for more information.